All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Digitized Desperadoes.
We're
This
back.
week, what?
We're doing it.
We're
Yeah, we're
back.
doing
We're
it.
doing
We're back.
We're here.
Yeah. This week we did Sword of the Stranger and the Kubikiri Cycle.
Yeah.
Sure. Close enough.
Yeah.
Both 10 years apart, actually.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it's Sword of Strangers 07 and Kubikiri Cycles 2017.
I mean, it was also, Kubikiri was aired over an entire year,
Oh,
so
yeah,
it's
that's
harder.
cool.
But, yeah.
Sort of, kind of. You get it.
Yeah. So, Sword. I guess let's just get into it.
Yeah.
Sword of the Strangers, of the Stranger.
Very good.
It's a samurai movie.
I'd say it's.
I liked it.
I liked
liked it.
but I think it seemed to do everything that it was trying to be, but I thought it could have been more at the same time.
It was really basic.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
was trying to say.
Yeah, there is a lot here that's like, oh, this is
The
sort of
basic
what you
plot is just a
expect.
kid. He is trying to escape the bad guys because the Emperor wants to kill him because they think it will make the Emperor live forever, essentially. And it's just kind of that. He
It's
meets
literally
somebody
just
that
that.
saves him. It's literally
That's
like it doesn't go deeper. It doesn't have any like deeper meaning or anything like that. It just kind of felt really standard in my opinion. But at the same time, I thought the action was great overall.
Yeah.
The story is literally one of the most basic stories I've ever seen in anything.
Yeah.
The characters are very one note. Like,
Mhm.
kid trying to survive, soldier also trying to survive.
Bad guy
Evil
soldier wants
emperor.
bad guy soldier wants another soldier that is his match. And
Oh,
then-
that's
Villain
the
wants a
painful
good
one.
fight.
That's the painful one. That's all too common.
yeah. But at the same time, despite how like kind of stock this movie is, I didn't hate it. I don't know.
I think the one saving grace of this is the animation.
It was really well animated.
For
And I-
2007,
Yeah.
it's almost
good.
perfect. It's so good. The
Yeah.
action is so fluid and like it's beautiful.
I mean, this is Bones. They're kind of known for doing good stuff like that.
What else
They're
did
good.
Bones
They
do?
did, like,
Bones
My
is
Hero
pretty
Academia
consistent.
as of late.
Oh, shit, okay.
What else? Damn it, something else. They did both of the Full Metal Alchemist animes.
They did Space Dandy.
Okay. Wow.
They're they're big boys.
Yeah, they're pretty serious and they're good. I didn't even know about this movie until Mitch suggested it. I didn't know it existed.
Yeah. I
It's
only
weird
saw
'cause
it
it's
because like
not-
a guy I follow on Twitter like recommended it, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll give that a look sooner or later. And I was like, oh, this is a good opportunity to do that,
Yeah.
especially since
Weird.
it just got added to Crunchyroll. So
It's strange to me because this isn't based on anything. It's actually original.
oh no, I saw it had a manga.
Oh,
I
does
don't know
it?
if it's based on it or if it was just adapted from the movie. but there's a
I'll look it
manga.
Huh. That's
But
weird.
yeah,
Also, the soundtrack, I thought kind of was lacking. It got the job done, and I don't think much else of it. It wasn't like terrible. It just kind of like wasn't memorable at all.
I think everything in this is really mediocre except the animation.
Yeah,
I don't think there's anything to talk about besides like how the
There's-
fight scenes look because they look
I would
awesome.
say it's a good movie. I'm not like mad that I watched it. Like I really liked it, but like there's not much to it. It's very simple.
Going over it afterwards, I had a few problems with it. Like they try to flesh out the characters a little bit, but they don't go very deep into it.
Yeah,
Like,
like towards
the
the end, I
kid-
think last minute with the whole oh, I killed those two children or something like that. With the
yeah, and then
samurai.
it was like backstory.
They have the kid where I thought they were gonna go. Just to preface, this is very similar plot wise to an anime series called Serie no Moribito, where
Okay.
a bodyguard protects a young child who is being hunted because he's chosen. So it's literally the same thing. But
In feudal Japan.
But
It's
yeah,
the same
yeah,
thing.
exactly. But So I thought they were going to do the same thing because in Moribito, the kid is royalty, and he is chosen because of his bloodline, and he's like the certain child of a certain age. In this, I kept on expecting for them to be like, oh, the kid is royalty. He was royalty the whole time. No, they explain nothing about his backstory except that he is chosen.
He's the chosen
by like Chinese prophecy.
It's not even like something like Waterworld where he has like a marking on him or anything. Like, it's just him. Like, usually if it's like not like royalty, they'll have like some sort of like, oh, he was born with a tattoo on his back with a thing. No, it's just him.
It's like the Avatar, where you're just born into it. You can't help it.
No, it's just this kid. I don't know how they found out it was him. But one thing I do like about it is they didn't try to make it actually like supernatural or anything. Like,
oh yeah, that was cool.
Oh yeah, no, it's really grounded in reality.
A lot of the emperors back in that time were like obsessed with just trying to live forever, and I think they nailed that part of it. Like, they'd do anything to try and live forever, even if it probably won't work.
Yeah, that was totally a thing. Even in Japan, even though they try to shove it all in China. Even though they try to shove it all in China.
Yeah.
Which, I think the movie was... It felt vaguely racist, actually.
Towards... The
Chinese?
Mostly China?
Yeah, a little bit. But I think it was mostly because the Japanese were kind of racist towards the Chinese at that point.
Yeah. If we're talking historical accuracy, yeah. I don't know.
They were like weird. Always doing the drugs or something like that.
Yeah, all the like Chinese soldiers are drugged up the whole time.
They are, and they never explain that either. It's drugs that make you powerful.
I think it was supposed to be opioids or something, because that's
that's probably what it was.
Because the British brought opioids over to China, and they were like addicted to them or something like that at one point.
That makes sense, but in story they make it kind of it almost seem supernatural.
Yeah, it's really vague as to what they are.
There's like the guy that they're like beating up, and they're like, "Dude, he can't feel pain," and then he's like, "I need the drug." Or
probably because
like
it is, it's probably like an opioid or something where it's just numbing him.
I think that's as far as they explained it.
That actually makes a lot more sense.
They're burning him with like hot metal, and he's just like taking it.
Yeah. It's pretty. Yeah.
Good dog. Toby Maru is a really good dog.
That is a good boy.
Okay.
Top 10 dogs.
I was scared for his life throughout the movie.
I took a note during watching the movie, and I'm just going to read it out loud. Dog mouth to mouth.
I feel like I've seen that in another movie before, though.
It cracked me up really hard when the boy just drank the water and spit it in his mouth.
I feel like I've seen that in another movie somewhere. I don't remember what it was.
Oh man!
I think I'm thinking of Princess Mononoke, where she like drinks the thing. She like sucks the wolf blood out or something.
Oh yeah, he does that too in this movie.
Yeah. There's the poison, and the dog gets poisoned. And then
except this movie was like, that's not gonna work, fam.
I mean, it doesn't.
Go get a doctor.
It doesn't. They fix him up.
Yeah.
And he survives the whole way through the movie. I thought like during the final battle it'd be like, oh, kill the dog. But no, he totally survived.
I just remembered in the final battle, there's the one part, I don't know, I really liked it, where the guy gets hit in the back of the head with a sword, and he's like, I need a sword, somebody help me, I gotta find my sword.
No, he has a sword in his back.
It's like impaled in his spine.
He's in like the back of his neck.
That was terrifying. That was awesome too.
It was,
people get fucked up in this movie. Like, the one guy who's like, oh yeah, I want to be with the princess, like, he gets an axe to the head, like, a minute later. He gets destroyed.
Oh yeah, and they were like, we gotta use the Emperor as a body shield, and they just fucking kill him, and they're like, alright, I'm the new Emperor.
I know, I was so good of like, yeah, we're gonna use the hostage, and then they just arrow through the brain.
They don't give a shit about that guy.
That actually reminds me, that character, I forget his name, let me look it up.
What, the Emperor or the guy that took over?
The guy who took over, Itadori. I actually really liked him. He was probably my favorite character.
I think he probably was one of the more detailed in terms of, like, backstory and whatnot.
I really
like
like
he
the
knew
scene.
No Name before, but he never actually gets to see him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked the scene where he was with his family and just explaining like what war was like and like what he wanted from it. And
Mhm.
it, even though I think it was trying to portray him as like, I want power, I'm terrible, I think I read it as like he's just a good guy trying to make his way in the world.
Yeah, that was very. Yeah, it
Really
came
good
off very
for him.
like
He just wants to
down
move on
earth and
up the
heartwarming.
ranks. His goal isn't to conquer Japan. His goal is to just conquer, apparently, or something like that.
I was actually really sad when he died,
He just gets shot, no mercy.
but also I kind of
Literally
understood
everybody
that
died.
And yeah, no one makes it except for our main
Except for the-
bunch
yeah.
of characters. Everyone
everyone
else
died
is
except
killed.
for the main characters.
Yeah. The rest somehow all managed to kill each other at the exact same moment. I really like
Some-
that the final area set up for a fight.
Oh
I
yeah,
thought-
no, that's
I
like
thought that
it's
was
such
just
a good
badass.
like final stage.
I think
Yeah.
they wasted it.
They could have gone further with it, but I was happy with what they did with it.
I was like, this looks so cool. It's literally covered in chicken blood.
Yeah.
and they had, but then all of the regular soldiers just fought below it.
Yeah, that could have.
That was really
done
disappointing.
better.
That's
There's like
one
the
thing I
whole
was
part
going
where
to
like
say.
he falls over and then lands on a further part down. I love that shit.
Yeah, one thing I was going to say is that I was really disappointed by all the settings in the movie. Because if you look at a good action movie like Kill Bill, all the settings are they're kind of theatricized. Like they're not quite real, but they could exist. But they're beautiful. You look at them. Have you guys seen Kill Bill?
I have
One of
not
you.
seen Kill Bill, but I know what you're talking about.
Some of
Dang
the
it.
first part.
I know,
there's
like-
a scene.
Oh.
What?
No, you go.
Okay, there's a scene at the very end of part one where it's like perfectly snow covered, and they have like this beautiful one-on-one fight, and it's like that's what I want from my action movies. I want these beautiful, unrealistic scenes. But this
Yeah.
movie, if you look at any of the action scenes, it's the most generic, dull, gray and brown backgrounds ever. And I understand that that's realistic for the setting, but like, it's just not fun to look at.
Yeah. It also reminds me like the end of Goldeneye. They're fighting on top of this giant antenna cradle. It's so fucking
Yeah.
cool.
I haven't seen it, but that sounds
Yeah.
great.
What
But
else?
I thought otherwise the general not fighting plot, but like there's a part where he's like in the woods tracking him down. I thought that was a pretty good use of the setting.
You mean
when it's snowing and he's
When
going
the
to, like,
snow's
the big-
coming and like the tracks are harder and harder to find. I thought that was a pretty good
Oh
moment.
yeah. I just didn't like how he sprinted for like literal hours, and that was perfectly fine to fight.
You know, that adrenaline just kicks in or something. I don't know.
It does not last hours.
It does not last that long.
Just I like during the final battle, just like when the swords are clashing and you have like the blue flashes while the snow is like covering them up.
Yeah, that was
And
pretty
stuff
cool.
like-
I liked how they
when,
switched
like,
they
the blonde
switch
guy
swords.
Comes out of the fucking
Yeah, they
snow
switch
drift, and he's
swords.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. He does kill the bad guy with his own sword.
Throughout the whole movie, does he?
He uses
he
his
kill
sword at the beginning and then like nowhere else, I think.
Does he
Yeah,
kill
no,
anyone?
he does kill one guy when he first like
When he
undoes
throws it.
the sash, like the seal. He
But I don't think he
breaks
killed
it and he
anyone else
slices the
with
dude
it.
in half, I think. And then like in the early on, he like kills him, but it's with the one guy.
I think
gets
he's
a
the kind of
kunai to the
guy
head,
that
and the other guy gets his like neck broken by the
Yeah.
scabbard.
he's the kind of guy that doesn't kill people unless they need to be killed.
Well, yeah, that was the way of the samurai. You didn't even draw
Yeah.
your sword if it wasn't necessary. That's kind
Yeah.
of the point. I thought they were going to do that. Yeah, okay. That's one of my problems I have with the movie. He doesn't need the sword. If you watch the whole, first hour of the movie, he does not use his sword, and he doesn't need it. There's no
He
moment.
wins.
He
Like,
uses the scabbard or whatever it's called.
the hilt.
Yeah, the hilt to block a sword.
But does he need it?
No,
Does he really need it?
He does pretty
needs it
well
just in
without
case.
it.
You know how it is.
He's just super hyper competent, and I don't like that in characters. I know that's the point, but I don't know.
I thought it was overall pretty good, but I don't have much else to say about it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's good.
I'd
There's
say-
not too much going on. It's kind of simple, but it's still good.
The action's amazing.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
really
no,
good
I
action.
can't
Really good
downplay it
action.
at all. It
Horses'
looks
legs get
beautiful.
sliced off. I mean, come on.
Yeah, dude. Shit.
Yeah, I think if we could do
Fuck up.
ratings now, that would be fine. Not much
Yeah.
else, unless anybody
Okay.
has anything to add.
No, I don't.
I'd
Not
say 7 out of 10. It does everything that it wants to be, but it really, I felt like with whoever was involved with it could have made something more.
Yeah, 5 out of
Yeah,
10.
that's fair. I'll go with an 8. I
Alright.
really enjoyed this.
Yep,
So
that
moving
works.
on to Kubikiri Cycle here. Oh boy.
Alright,
here.
now moving on to something much more complicated and harder to think about.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a murder mystery, and
Sort
the
of.
ending will shock you.
The nice clickbait.
You will not believe.
So
Number
I'll preface
episode
this.
10 will surprise you.
You will shit.
So I'll preface this with this is actually, I think calling it the Kubikiri Cycle is the most accurate thing, even though it's technically part of a novel series, and this is the first 2 novels, I believe. The whole series is called the Zaragoza series, which of course means nonsense. But the first part is the Kubikiri Cycle, which is beheading.
So, like, do they do more with these characters later or something?
From what I understand, the whole thing is the main character going around into different situations where different types of murders happen, like serial killings.
Okay.
I did look at what the second one was, and it's something as weird. I think it's weirder than beheading. I don't remember what it is.
All right. So
It
yeah,
has this author has a very passionate following, considering that the Monogatari series has like every anime adaptation ever and still going.
yeah.
Oh, what do you guys think?
I thought it was pretty good. I'm not entirely sure about that ending, but I really liked it. I liked the ending. I'm just not sure about it.
The ending, the last episode is literally 40 minutes.
It
I know,
is.
it's twice as
Single
long as the rest.
conversation.
I thought it was great.
Oof. This is a mixed bag of a thing for sure.
It's a problematic show.
I'd say
Does-
my first question off the bat is like I still don't understand why they go to this place. They all go to this like mansion where all the geniuses hang out, and they're all like specialized to one thing. I don't know why they go there.
I would think of it like a party.
Okay.
Like this.
Rich person invites people to
But
house
nothing ever seems
Like-
to be going on. They just have dinner.
and hang around.
I mean, what do rich people do?
I don't know
Do
what
you know?
rich people do.
They read books and kill each other.
I guess. Well, you see, like, you got
yeah.
a movie like Clue, and they have music at the very least. I guess one of them would hate music. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Can I just start off with my main thing
Okay.
I want to bitch about?
Go ahead.
All right.
That being the fucking camera just stuff in the first 2 episodes.
The
Pissed me
camera-
off. I hated it. It was disorienting as fuck. It's awful. Like there's one point where the blue-haired girl Tomo is talking to the main character, and she says like one line that's like maybe a couple words long, and in the span of 1 or 2 seconds, it cuts like 3 times. I'm like, why the fuck did you do this?
You
Just
would.
throughout, it's spinning and cutting, and it's like doing weird panning shit, and it's just disorienting, and I hate it.
You have to understand. That's like half of the reason people like Monogatari.
Then I'm not gonna fucking watch Monogatari if that's what it's like. This shit is terrible.
It's a very the animation company is Shaft, the studio, and that's what they do. They're very weird. They like doing camera angles, which I know is a weird way to put it, but that's what it is.
the
They
only
do
way
a
I
lot
can
of
think to
sweeping
phrase it.
shots in front of CG buildings and architecture.
Yeah, they like that.
I think I remember seeing like a pan up from below in the main dining room like 8 times throughout the show.
Oh no, there's times
yeah.
where it's like they'll be all at the dining table, and then it will like simultaneously spin, but then pan down to the table, and then pan
Yeah.
back up.
They did that a lot.
Stop it! Stop doing this.
I actually really like the camera angles.
I thought it
think-
was stupid fun, but it
Oh,
felt a little
it
try
made me
hard.
so mad. I'm like the first 2 episodes in particular are really bad about it. And
Okay,
it's just ugh.
Mitch, I have two things. One, would you like it more if it was literally just half an hour of reverse shot of people's faces?
It'd be easier for my brain.
Okay. And second thing, was this better or worse than Hardcore Henry?
Hardcore Henry, it wasn't too bad about it. Like, there's only a couple scenes where it was like, okay, it's blurry, stop, I'm losing sight of things. But for the most part, Hardcore Henry isn't too bad about, like, the camera getting out of focus.
I agree, but I was joking, but whatever.
Still, damn, it was not fun. Like, especially
A show
like,
that makes you physically dizzy.
I know, like, especially the conversation I mentioned where it's still she's saying one line and it cuts like to 3 different shots of her.
Do you remember
Like,
when that
why?
was?
Wait, what was it? It was they were in the bedroom with blue-haired girl and main character. Like
Do you
episode
remember
1.
when? Like what episode?
First episode, I think.
Oh, okay. I might go back and watch it because I want to see this now.
Because like it's literally in the span of like a couple seconds, it cuts 3 times, and I'm like, why the fuck would you do this? Like it zooms in and out of her multiple times, and I'm like, no, you don't need to do this.
One of the things that Shaft really likes to do, at least in Monogatari and Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei, is they like cutting so fast that you feel like you need to go back and pause.
Yeah, I
Because-
felt like it did that a few times.
There are times where you can do that well, but in this it just came off as really.
Oh no, I
like,
think they
pain
do
in
it
the ass.
terribly because in Monogatari they literally flash entire pages of a novel on the screen for like 2 seconds. And you're like, was I supposed to read that?
Oh
Should
yeah,
I
no,
go
yeah. There's
back?
the part where they're like doing title cards for characters around the
Oh, yeah.
table,
And
and
they
it'd
go
be like
by
character by, character by. It's like okay, I couldn't read that in English.
Yeah. It's a love it or you hate it kind of thing. It's not. It's
plot
hard to
was
say
good.
whether it's good or not. It is an artistic decision, and they stick with it.
Yeah.
Maybe you
I did
shouldn't
like
have
the
stuck with
use
it.
of it in the last episode though, when everything was just confusing.
Oh yeah,
Like,
Yeah, they
like
got really
they're like, oh,
surreal
we're
there
driving
in
down
that
a
last
highway. Just
episode.
kidding, we're driving on a fake highway on a thing. It's like
On a
okay.
movie set, just
It's like
kidding,
I
we're at a
stopped
volcano
caring what was
now.
going on. I just was focusing on the
They went
words.
really surreal there.
I kind of hate the dialogue of the last episode, but the visuals are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, visually
Right.
it's nice, but it's like, what the hell? We were sort of rooted in reality for the most part, and then suddenly here we go to surrealism.
Yeah.
Like, drop it.
And then he like jumps into like a fucking pool and like is drowning. I'm like, did he just kill
No, they're in,
himself?
like,
And
a
it's like, no, he
volcano.
didn't. He's
It's a
just.
volcano.
I don't.
It's a volcano, but he jumps into it and it's water.
I thought he like killed himself or something, but he didn't.
He was literally just in a city walking to her apartment.
Like-
That is literally what was happening.
And it just cuts to like half an hour of wacky, surreal bullshit.
I love it. Okay.
And then it's like, hey, here's some whole entire other angle of the plot that literally did not exist until
You
the
literally
love
could
that.
not have predicted it.
What?
You literally could not have predicted
Yeah,
it.
you could
No,
not.
because
Okay.
it's just like, hey, it's a surprise. Here's some whole other part of the plot that was literally not at all hinted at or revealed. Fuck you.
I would like to mention though, while that part was unpredictable, like you could not predict that happening, I did totally call the very first episode, baseless judgment. I said the green hair guy was involved in the murder if he
Oh, you
was
mean
not
Shinya?
murdered. What?
You mean Shinya?
Yeah, the guy.
Assistant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, it's him.
No, I
He's
enjoyed all of
involved.
the whodunit stuff. That was good.
Yeah,
I
that was
liked
interesting.
part. That's the good part of this.
And he was actually involved with the Jesus Christ, the fake crime, I guess.
Yes, the fake crime.
The fake crime.
So weird.
He was also
My guesses were
involved.
wrong. My guesses were, oh, it's either the chef because she was one of the few people who saw them like going to check out the body, and the other guess was youngest maid because there's like one shot in the OP of her looking kind of sinister.
The chef
And I was
was
like, that's
very.
enough to base it on, and then I was totally wrong on both counts.
They very red herringed both the chef and the leader, Ilya.
Yeah.
Which one's
Um,
Ilya? Shit,
Ilya's she's the rich woman who owns the place.
okay.
So it turns out that she's not, though. She was actually the maid, but whatever, you know.
Oh, no, when
That
that
part
reveal
just
happened, I was
confused
about
me,
to
and
make a
I'm like,
joke
this
of,
doesn't
like-
actually matter who the actual killer is, so whatever.
Oh no,
You
when
know-
that reveal happened of, oh no, she was the maid all along, I was gonna make a joke of, a blue-haired character named Ray that has no personality, where have I seen this before? And I was like, damn it! There
She
goes
looks
my
exactly
joke.
like Ray, also from.
Oh, yeah!
I was
I kept
gonna
on
make a
thinking-
joke and then I lost it.
Also, I think
kept
it
on
is a very popular thing. I don't know why people like put Ray from Evangelion in like maid outfit.
I mean,
think. Or maybe I've
it's
just seen
Moe.
fan art of this show.
It's Moe. Put him in any outfit. Also,
Yeah.
put in Rem from ReZero.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's true.
Have you seen Rem?
No.
Okay, I'll send you a picture while we talk. One thing I really like about this artistically is that, and I guess this is more from the novel than anything, so this is more of a writing discussion than anything, is that the whole thing is almost literally nonsense. Everything he does is just pointless. He does nothing important. He doesn't stop anything. He doesn't figure out anything. It's literally just him, like the one scene, the really cool action scene animated beautifully in episode 7, and he, like, this girl gets shot and he's like freaking out. He's like, oh my god, she has a gun, like
Yeah.
someone died. Afterwards, just like, oh no, her maid outfit was bulletproof.
Yeah, I know. I was so confused. I was like, wait. Initially, I was thinking, oh, is the reveal gonna be that Aizawa was the killer? But then I was like, wait a minute, no, that's Akane. Why is she still alive? What the fuck, huh? And then it's
Okay.
explained, and I'm like, okay, never mind. I'm not mad anymore.
Let me just say, the
Just mad for a second.
Akane looks almost identical to the main girl from Monogatari, so I was like, she's not gonna die. She's gonna stay the whole time. So I kind of knew she was the killer.
Yeah,
She's a
I
very.
did not like Fortune Teller Girl at all because
I
she
hate
was
her.
sort of
She's
an
terrible.
asshole the whole time. Like,
I don't
she's
think
not even
she
the
showed
murderer.
up
She's
after
just a dick.
episode 4.
She was like, oh, that one guy was in my room that one night. It's like, why? Why are you lying?
Stop it! Stop being an asshole the whole
Well,
time. You're
I
just
mean,
a dick for no
She
reason.
did tell the truth most of the time.
I know,
that's
but
that
still, it's
character.
just like, you don't have to be an asshole when you're not even the murderer. You're just being a piece of shit.
Like
I
I
wanted
said,
her
I
to
don't.
die, but then it was like, psych, only one person actually dies in this whole murder mystery. I thought it was going to be a clue slash, what's it? Or what am I thinking of? Murder on the Orient Express thing, where it's like, oh, people just get picked off one by one, and we have to narrow down who's the killer.
I thought what it was
mean,
gonna be. I
except
thought it
one
was gonna
person
be.
dies.
I thought it was gonna be like a murder and then revenge murder. Like, there was 2 murderers and like the first one murdered the other one because they thought the first one did it or something like that.
Yeah. This is a good time to bring in. I'm pretty sure this whole thing heavily inspired the game Danganronpa.
Maybe, I don't know. When did Danganronpa
How
come
old
out?
is the original series?
This book was penned in like 2003, 2002, and Danganronpa was like 2007, 2008. So yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, that checks
that could
out.
have happened.
But there's a huge similarity. Danganronpa is a bunch of high school students who are very, very, very good at one thing and one thing only, and they are given titles to reflect that.
Yeah,
And
and don't they have to like kill each other or something like that to escape? Or
Yeah,
something?
they have to. They're stuck and they have to kill each other and get away with it to get out. And there is a very similar murder to the one that happens, even with the body swapping and the identity swapping. It's very similar.
Well, they do mention
So-
that pretty much a lot of the times in regular murder mysteries, if there is a headless body, it's usually going to be a body swap also.
Right, because you can't identify who it
Yeah.
is. But even apart from that, the identity swap revealed at the end is very similar to Danganronpa.
Okay.
Which surprised me, actually. I didn't think they were going to go that way.
I did like I was initially gonna be kind of mad of like, why is Akane still alive, and then it was all explained, and I'm like, oh, okay, no, I'm fine with this. And then the last episode happens, and I'm like, okay, why would you do this? Why did you? Come
I
on.
like how June just shows up and she's
Everything
like,
seemed all fine at the end of episode 7 and like early in the last episode, and then it just goes off the rails.
yeah, June just shows up and she's like, that's how it could have happened, but let me tell you how it really happened.
I love June.
June is
times
my
more
favorite
complicated.
character. She has the best
June is-
character
He's a cool
design.
character. It's
He's
just
the
the
best
whole
character.
weird other motive bullshit is just like, come on, no.
She's the only character that doesn't seem to be an asshole, except maybe
Yeah.
the girl, the engineer, in my opinion.
I mean, the engineer is her own brand of stupid.
Yeah, can't walk upstairs, kind of.
That's never explained. I'm sure it is in the books, but
It just sort of says it's only explained as like, oh, it's just sort of a psychological thing.
yeah, it's a psychological block, but we don't know why.
Though I thought her like doing it when the Akane reveals herself to be back alive was kind of cool. I was like, oh yeah, oh crap, she like you see her at the door and you're
yeah,
like, wait a
she's
minute.
like trying to get up the stairs.
Yeah, it clicks of like, wait a minute, she had to come up the stairs by herself
Yeah.
to do that. Oh, that's awesome.
That was kind of a Chekhov's gun moment. I liked it.
Yeah.
It was good.
It was executed nicely.
Yeah.
But also, the other thing about the last episode is like it ends on a happy note, but it still feels really flat.
I think
Like-
that's because it's very obviously not supposed to end there.
Yeah.
It's
Are,
clearly
are they
not the
planning
end
on
of
ever
the-
animating the rest of like the other part of the series?
I've heard there's rumors of the next couple books being animated, but there's nothing concrete. It was just
Okay,
last
so
year anyway.
Evangelion 4.0.
Yeah, but they have a date for that, obviously.
A date that can be moved a lot.
Very true.
I have more to say about this.
I thought
ahead.
that at episode 7 the chef like goes, she's like, I'm done with this, I'm going to my room. I thought like for sure she was gonna die, but she didn't. I was very
That's the
disappointed.
point. She was
that was the
acting.
plan. It was a
Wait, was
ruse.
she acting too?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, she
The
was in
chef?
on the plan.
She talks
The
to
chef
the
was
main
in on it?
character
Oh
and
my
says,
God.
Hey,
Oh,
how'd
man.
I do?
Look, there was a lot
No,
being
she
thrown
wasn't-
around in that 40 minutes of the last episode, so
No. She wasn't in on the evil people's plan. She was with the main character, and they were setting up her to be murdered.
Oh
So-
shit. Okay.
So yeah, she talks to the main character and she's like, "Hey, how'd I do? How was the acting?" And he's like, "Yeah, you did a good job."
Yeah, a lot was thrown around, and I was in a car ride, so like, you know how it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be like that.
No, I get it. I really like the opening.
I hated the opening. I liked the closer.
Oh, why'd you hate the
Ooh.
opening?
I did not like the song. I just didn't
Oh,
like it.
I just like the visuals.
I
where
like
they
the
all get
visuals a lot,
decapitated.
but like,
Oh yeah, no, the
I
visuals
didn't like
are
the
nice.
song at all.
I really liked the openings of the 1st and 7th episode, where it's just like a musical of them walking around and like starting their day. I like those a lot.
I think I skipped the 7th episode opening.
There's actually two different ending animations. There's one
Yeah.
of Tomo and there's another that I think is of E.
E. You understand? His name is literally I,
Yes,
as in I am the one speaking.
as in I am the protagonist.
Yes, he's the narrator and the protagonist, so he does not have a name.
Oof.
So,
You don't get to have a name, protagonist.
I remember somebody mentioning this show is written by the same guy that did Junie Tyson.
Yeah, the original story is written by the same guy who wrote Junie Tyson.
Okay, in the
Ugh.
original story for Junie Tyson, was it that bad as the animation?
I'm pretty sure the story is pretty much 1-1. So yeah.
Okay, because like, how did the same person write both of these? One is
You know
like,
what? I don't know.
because Junie Tyson completely ruins itself by spoiling itself, and then this one is just like a complete mystery to the end somehow. It's like, what happened?
The thing about Monogatari, okay, Monogatari is supposed to be like his magnum opus. He wrote it for like 10, 12 years. Everyone loves it. It's so popular. It got a million anime adaptations. And it's like 1-to-1 similar with this one, not Junie Tyson. It's nowhere near similar to Junie Tyson. There's almost no combat in it. It's pretty much just characters talking. There's some light romance. It's like, how did he do Junie Tyson? But I could be wrong. I've never read any of the light novels, so I don't know what Junie Tyson or this and Monogatari are like. But his his good thing, his thing that he's good at is conversations, and I love his
I
conversations.
think that was all pretty well, except for I thought at the beginning of the show all of the geniuses were just kind of being assholes, but I guess it kind of
They're
makes
assholes
sense
mostly throughout the show.
at the end.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the point, because like part of the story is trying to think about what makes a genius, you know?
Yeah, but like,
And sometimes
But, like,
that
I feel like some of them would have
What
not
makes
been
you
that
genius? Being an
assholey.
asshole to everyone you meet.
I don't know. I feel like Akane is honestly
Being
really nice.
incredibly
for a character.
unlikable.
Which one's Akane?
Long hair.
Which?
Killer.
The
Red
killer.
girl.
Oh, the killer.
Red outfit. The one who's actually the
I
murderer.
guess, yeah. I guess it wasn't the real one when he was talking to her at the beginning.
I mean, let's not go into that.
Oh, fuck all that.
This isn't Face Off.
It is Face Off.
They just need a super prison with magnet boots and with face off.
No.
We're back, guys. We did it.
We came full circle. We're back
Oh
to
my
Face Off.
god. Wow.
What else is there to say?
More straightforward episode.
Head tilts. How'd you feel?
Yeah, I didn't keep track, but I noticed there was a lot.
There was
were
quite
a
a few,
lot.
but I didn't keep track either.
I didn't either. I was going to, but after like episode 2 or 3, when there were like 20, I'm like, no, I'm not doing this.
They sure love that head tilt.
There were actually a couple plot holes that I found during it, but they in the end, at the last episode, they addressed literally every concern anyone could have had. My main concern was, if the painter was disabled, her legs would have looked terrible, right?
I guess.
So,
I don't
if they
remember them ever saying the painter was disabled.
She was in a
Until the
wheelchair.
last
the whole
episode.
She's in
time.
a wheelchair.
I guess I never noticed that.
They explained it in the first episode. The Shinya guy, he's like, "Oh yeah."
I guess I just
have
thought
to
she was in a
cart her around
chair.
everywhere."
It was very clearly like a Professor X wheelchair.
Okay, mate.
But
I guess I
if she
forgot
was-
about it.
If she was disabled, it would have made it really obvious that Akane reused her body, because her legs would have looked awful, like atrophied and stuff.
Yeah. That is, yeah. I
But
did
so
like the
that's not fair.
whole using the body to jump out because of the rigor mortis. I was like, oh, that's actually pretty cool.
I thought that was pretty
Apparently-
cool, but at the same time, I thought it was a little bit of jumping the shark. I don't know how entirely possible that would have been.
In the book, they explain it. I actually looked into this because it bothered me, because I don't think that'd be realistically possible. But in the book, they apparently she sets the body on top of the chair and she climbs it, which makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Then
her
like using it as a jumping off point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then
Using
again,
it like a
she-
ladder makes more sense.
She is one of the 7 geniuses of the world, so you know. Except she
Yes.
wasn't. She was a painter.
So wait, so
You just
The
talking shit
actual
about artists
person-
now.
the one that was alive at the end, that got away with it, that one was some rando face-offer that was pretending to be the painter, pretending to be the smart person.
She could have actually been the painter. We don't know.
What the fuck?
All we know is that when she came to the island, the person she was pretending to be really was the painter.
Okay.
That was
It's
her
so
identity.
it could
at the
have been
time.
some random, like, face-offer.
Yeah.
They're the genius of acting or some shit like that. That would
Make a
actually make
Something
sense.
like that. They pull
Master
something
of
like that.
disguise.
They do that in
Master of
Danganronpa 2.
disguise.
Master, no! No!
post that fucking lazy town video.
Uh,
Oh, I meant the movie Master of Disguise.
Yeah, that too.
face off.
Face. Oh.
Face off.
Also, I think you could describe this entire show as a teenage boy gets constantly insulted by attractive women.
That is it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm getting at with everyone being assholes. It's just nothing but main character getting shit on.
But if you
The
know
whole fucking
Monogatari,
thing.
that's literally just Monogatari again. So it's to be expected at this point. It's his style.
Huh.
Huh.
That's a strange choice.
But it's a choice, nonetheless.
Oh, and there was a good quote I caught. Global warming isn't a problem.
Wait, I forgot what was the reasoning behind that? It's like if you turn up the heat very slowly, the fish will swim in boiling water. Therefore,
Yeah, and they'll be
Global
fine.
warming isn't real.
They'll be fine if you turn it up slowly. I think it was supposed to be a joke, but
that's not funny because the global oceans are actually rising in salinity, which is not allowing for kelp to grow under. I'm kidding.
I mean, global warming is pretty depressing.
It's climate change, which is the real
The
problem.
polar bears, man.
Okay,
Think
yeah,
about the polar bears.
It's because there's a multitude of problems that is
The
fucking
summers are getting
everything
hotter,
up.
the winters are getting colder.
Yep. But that's besides the
We will
point.
have simultaneous heat death and ice age.
Just everybody knows shit's fucked, so you know. It's a great song. I recommend
But
it.
those shits.
So, who's your favorite girl besides June? Because June is the best.
June
is the best.
It is June.
Okay, who's number 2?
Number 2, I gotta go with the engineer because she was the least insulting.
She was actually nice, so yeah, same here.
And then third place is the cook.
But she's not a douche, so.
I really like the cook's design, but like, I don't like her character. She's too much.
I didn't see her cook anything. They're the whole show.
She cut a roast at one point. That was it.
I could do that.
That was the only interaction she had with food.
They all like drank tea or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, they drink tea a lot.
Fucking rich people in their tea. Drink like fucking Sprite. What?
I like the maids.
I didn't really get to know them that well. I wasn't paying attention.
I mean, the youngest one.
The youngest one gets a lot of screen time.
And she just fucking spends like a good long period just roasting the hell out of Ichan.
Oh yeah, like let's go to the storage room and I'm gonna fucking fuck your shit up.
No,
all sorts of shit.
That was the middle one, yeah.
That was the middle one?
No, that was youngest, I think.
I was very confused at that point specifically.
Was the youngest the one with the glasses?
Yeah.
Oh, I was mixing them up with that.
She was the one I was suspicious of, and then it was like, oh no, you're not the killer at all.
Was it the middle one who kept on hanging out? Who was in the group with...
Yeah, I think the middle one was the one who was hanging out with...
She got a lot of screen time.
She got a lot of time.
She got a lot of dialogue. Yeah.
Also, I thought they were twins.
They were triplets.
So how are they older?
Seconds.
I guess
By
like
seconds.
how the order they came out, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's the point.
Wow.
But they're secretly a hive mind.
Honestly, with this show, I wouldn't put it past the show.
I don't know.
There's not like much supernatural, but at the same time, there's a lot of weird stuff.
There was almost nothing supernatural.
Well, you have all the geniuses that were like uncannily good at things.
But were they?
The fortune teller chick basically has telepathy, or telekinesis, or whatever. Fuck.
And then she was like, "I'm not gonna help you because this is funny," is what I got out of that.
Okay, but think about it. Did they ever do anything befitting their title? Ever?
They were all pretending to be geniuses all along.
It was all a big ruse.
It was just a prank.
You fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker.
Okay, I was trying to raise like an actual question, but okay.
Yeah, I know. No, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm just now thinking that I don't think any of them really did anything that could be
Well,
considered.
the artist drew a
girl,
painting.
but she's less engineer girl and more just computer whiz. Is really what she is.
Yeah,
we didn't see her do anything though.
She was making a program at the beginning, analyzing text files.
Wow,
and
great.
then she also made some sort of
She
program
contacts like the one dude, but then to get information on like all the geniuses, like their pasts.
She was
he
making like a
literally
whole
said-
program analyzing the case at one point,
Yeah.
and then her computer got destroyed. And to which I say, you could just take out the hard drive. Honestly, probably it looked fine.
It looked fine.
You could
Well, no,
probably
it was
just take
all,
the
like,
hard drive out, put it in a
was, like,
different
all ripped
computer, and
apart,
it'd still
I
be
think it was
good.
also like it had water all over it, so it was like soaked.
Oh, did
It was pretty thoroughly destroyed.
Okay, if it had water, then maybe not.
Who
Run
knows?
disk check.
Maybe there's a genius computer repair guy.
I thought that was her, because she fixed the watch at the beginning.
No, she's an engineer. It's different.
Wait, she's the only one that actually does anything. You're right.
She is the only one who does anything. Everyone else is just kind of useless.
Because the fortune teller could have just been BSing the whole thing and just happened to be right.
Yeah, and then
Which is
Feet
like
are never-
consistently right.
Anything.
the cook cuts bologna. And...
Cuts a roast.
and then that's it.
The maids do maid stuff.
The maids like sweep a little bit and make tea.
But like to that I say like what defines the best of maids? Like
They're not geniuses. They're just
They're
regular
just
maids.
oh, they're not the best? Okay, so they're just maids and then the rest were like all in this plot. So
And actually, if you think about it, there's a lot less geniuses than you think because Akane was a general, just a genius. She didn't have a specialty. There were 2 assistants.
yeah.
There were, because it said there were, what, 12 people at the beginning? 4 of those people are the leader and the
people because
maids.
it's like a clock.
No, 5 people are the leader and the maids. You have the 2 assistants. So there's literally, what, 5 geniuses?
I guess.
Basically,
Which is it's really weird if you think about it. There's a lot less than is presented.
Yeah.
yeah.
The
Actually,
show
now I
is
think about-
more confusing the more you think about it.
And that's what's
Yeah,
so
we're
weird
putting
about it.
what it's like when you think too much about cars, like the Pixar movie, and you're just like you think about like how
and
do
then
they
like
eat?
you're like, is there a car hell?
where do
Is
they
there a
come
car
from?
Jesus?
yeah. Where do they come from? What do they eat?
Yeah, but I think in this show it's intentional.
Yeah.
Still.
I do like this universe they've set up. I just hope it goes somewhere.
I would watch more if more came out.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
I don't think I
love
would.
it. It's good. I don't love it. It's about the same as Monogatari. It's kind of boring at times. It's kind of whatever, but it's good. I like it.
There's good stuff in here. The whodunit stuff is really I enjoyed that part, but then there's
Play
just all the
Danganronpa.
other there's just other aspects that really drag it down.
Danganronpa is literally just the murder part, and that's it. It's no nonsense.
Shit,
Or you
maybe
could
I
watch
want to watch
Clue.
Danganronpa.
Don't watch Danganronpa. Play it.
Watch
Okay.
Clue.
Oh, okay, games. Okay, video games. You know, the thing I don't have time for.
The anime's bad. Let's just put it that way. It's
Alright.
controversial. Whatever.
So scores.
6 out of 10.
I'd
Same
say
here, 6.
7. I liked it a lot. I like the ending a lot. I like any
Yeah.
ending of anything that just makes me go, huh?
If there was more June, I would give it an extra.
Oh yeah, no, like I gave it an 8 entirely because
If she
June
was
existed.
the main character of this series, this would be much better.
Oh
This
wait, no,
would
I give
also
it a
be
7. Yeah, I
literally-
give it a 7.
It would literally be Sherlock Holmes, also because she is literally Sherlock Holmes.
You know what? I would like a Sherlock Holmes anime, and if better than whatever they probably already have.
I mean, there's actually a couple of mystery anime airing right now.
Isn't that what Detective Conan is?
Oh
No.
shit, it is.
Except
Wait,
It's really
been going
not.
It's
forever,
not?
even longer than One Piece.
No. Sherlock Holmes, he's not a detective, he's detective consultant, which is why June is literally Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, that's right. They do like give her this like goofy title, like strongest consultant in the world.
Yeah. I mean, that's what Sherlock Holmes is.
all right.
So,
That's
yeah,
it, I guess. Good
Wait,
show.
no, Showdown. You two have shit to do.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Showdown
Yeah.
time.
All right. Is it movie first, I guess?
Sure, movie first. I am doing one that I have been clamoring to do since we started this. I'm doing a Korean film by one of my favorite directors. It is Memories of Murder 2003. You might recognize the director from other hits such as Snowpiercer, which we were just talking about the
I
other
like
week.
Snowpiercer.
I haven't watched it yet, but I want to.
And he also recently did Netflix Okja, which
Oh, okay. No, I think okay. No,
I
I
don't
think
know
I
that
know
one.
this guy.
it debuted
yeah,
at
that's
Cannes
one.
and
didn't
got a
see it, but-
it got a 4-minute standing ovation because it's Cannes, and I don't what even is that? I have seen almost all of his movies. He is incredible. It's usually serious drama, but with like little bits of dark comedy strewn in. So get ready
Yeah.
for that. It's on Amazon.
Oh yeah, this guy also
Yeah.
did The Host, which I haven't seen myself.
Host is so good. It's my favorite movie by him.
I
So
know
good.
Totally counts as
I
fun.
liked Snowpiercer a lot. I didn't like the ending, but whatever. The director of the current the Metal Gear Solid movie that's apparently a thing said that of all movies to be a video game movie, Snowpiercer is the best video game movie, and it's not even about a video game.
It's not.
It's just structured like a video game.
Yeah, that's what he said about it.
I need to
Okay,
watch that
Should
one.
be like that.
so
So
I'm
what do you
going to
got,
choose
Nick?
something easier this week because it's moving week at our college. Do you guys want something funny or do you want something kind of serious?
Mitch, you decide. I don't care.
How about funny? We've had some serious
You
stuff
made the wrong
this
move.
week.
We're doing Puni Puni Poeme, bitches.
You motherfucker again. Yeah, I thought you wouldn't do this to me. I know what this is, because I too have watched this because you made me watch it.
It's 2 episodes.
2 episodes.
This is going to be the one
too easy.
instance of the show we pick being shorter than the movie.
Can we go to the other one?
The other one's Castlevania.
Oh, yeah, let's...
No, let's do Castlevania.
Let's do
It's on Netflix. It'll
Castlevania.
be
You want to do
easier.
Castlevania? All right, fine.
Let's do Castlevania.
Fine.
Castlevania. Castlevania will get us maybe more
Overruled.
views or something.
2 episodes this week.
All right,
Sorry.
fine. Okay.
If you're doing
I
a
can't
short
believe you
anime,
almost did it to me again.
I have it on DVD now, so you know how it is.
Congrats.
You bought it,
I bought it at the exchange. I saw it. I saw the opportunity.
and you
took
seized
it.
it.
You took the first napkin. You did it.
He doesn't
He
get
took
that
the
joke
first
yet.
napkin.
0.7 hasn't happened.
Whatever. It's fine.
All right. I think that's all for this week.
Castlevania and Memories of Murder. That's
Yeah.
what we'll do.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.